And I'm not trying to beat that down, into you, but maybe you need to stop for a second, stop popping them kids out like they candy, and chill out and reassess yourself and really reevaluate and be like, okay, what's going on with me? Because I'm not a bucket, because that's how it's coming off. That's how it come off to me. I'm sorry. Anybody that want to release in me can.
This is a good friend.
Baby, how am I picking?
All right. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Mona. So here we got two friends, and shout out to Shisa Zed. I found this on his IG page. If you guys don't already, please make sure you go and follow him over on Instagram as well as over on YouTube. But he shared this clip to his page, and it's two women having a conversation. And it says, modern woman tells friend the truth about the man she attracts into her life. And she's basically saying, look, friend, you're three baby daddies in, none of them married you. You need to assess yourself, okay? Because obviously there's something about you that is attracting, okay? What's that Cat Williams joke? It's something about you that's attracting ain't-ish men. Because you're down 3 for 3. Okay? At what point are you going to really look at yourself and say, hey, something is not right here? And she made a good point to say, you know what? I'm not trying to bash you, but I need you to really, look at yourself, because you can't constantly point the fingers at other people when you are the common denominator amongst all these three different relationships that have yielded 3 children and 0, long-term commitments and or marriages. So a couple of things that I wanted to bring to the forefront is some data that is out of the CDC. Okay, I know some of y'all don't like data. Y'all don't like data. But I think it's important because, over here, my focus on the channel is not to take a dump on Black women and my sisters, but I need us to deal with reality about what is going on around us. And we cannot continue to live in denial about the decisions that we are making. Okay. So, one of the first things I wanted to bring to the forefront is that data shows that 37% of Black women gave birth to a child in wedlock in comparison to 66% of all women. And in 31% of children, they live with a mother who has never married. Okay. And so at least 37% of us Black women, I'm a part of that 37% of Black women who had all 3 of my children within marriage. Okay. 37% of us are making some type of effort to have children within a family unit with the husband present. So that's awesome. Okay. We can do better in that area. But also, I wanted to bring this to the forefront as well, that 54% of Black men have no children in comparison to 39% of Black women with no children. So I need us to really look at this, because that definitely mimics or is in alignment with the previous statistic that I just gave. Okay. Because when a lot of us want to talk about, the Black men, they have all these kids running around, but this woman's circumstance definitely proves that that's not the case. Okay. There is a smaller percentage of men having children with a larger percentage of women who have one or more children. Okay. So these statistics tell us more than enough of information that we need to know, which is that Black women, there are some decisions that we need to make. Okay. Because, hey, you got 3 baby daddies that are quote unquote no good, and you haven't learned your lesson. That is exactly what that means. Yes, we can get some grace. We're people. Okay, you had your first baby and it didn't work out. Okay, so be it. At what point are we as women stopping to do a self-check, a self-assessment? Okay, and a self-check and self-assessment is not leaving one baby daddy to hop with another man that has not made or demonstrated any type of leadership skills. He has not expressed a desire to be in a long-term relationship with us because, again, as I have stated on this channel numerous of times, as we can see, a man will have sex with you all day long, but it's up to us as women to take the autonomy, right? We have autonomy with everything else, but it's something about if a man got enough swag, if he look good enough, the D is good enough to us, so on and so forth, we just lose all common sense. And it doesn't fare well for us because, like I stated, 31% of us are raising these babies at some point in the relationship by ourselves. Okay? Like, that's not a good look. Also, 27% of us are Black women, female headed households, which is twice the rate for all women. All female headed households are more likely to live in poverty. So you're struggling, you're stressed out. You're going to have some difficulty making sound decisions to an extent if you choose not to get a grip on your life and really take a step back. And that could be consulting with good friends like this sister was, trying to talk to her friend and tell her the real. Okay? Because I would argue that in relationships like this, one or two things are going to happen. Either you might listen to your friend and consider what she's saying, and you might start to make and take some steps to correct your behaviors. And that does not necessarily mean you're going to just go and focus on a man and just be with one man and hop in a relationship. It just could really mean I'm just going to address some internal issues, my mindset and behaviors. So that way, if and when I decide to date again, I'm not going to be focused on the wrong characteristics. Or that good friend that has been trying to talk to you, give you resources, she won't be a good friend and she's going to cut off ties with you because she's going to get fed up and she's going to be tired of, entertaining all of the different things that you burden her with because you just don't want to listen and you know everything. But, this is her life. We all have to make decisions. But I think that it is such a pity to make the same type of mistake like that, and by constantly bringing children into this world, placing a lot of unnecessary and undue hardship, not just on the children, but on yourself as well, increasing your stress levels, so on and so forth. Misplacing your energy. And I'm not saying, and this does not absolve men from not taking care of their children, because also in this scenario, I'm not implying that the men are not involved in the children's lives, but in terms of you saying, I want a relationship, I want to have a marriage, you're really diminishing your opportunities when you have to deal with three different men, you have three children by three different men. That's a lot to manage. And I would argue that a lot of men would not go for that. They might go for one child, maybe two, but I would argue only one. Most men, especially if a man has no children, he's definitely more than likely not going for that, especially if you have young minor children. But if you desire marriage and just want to be a better woman, think not just in the moment, but think long term before you decide to just open up your legs without being on birth control and having unprotected sex with men that have no interest or desire to be with you. My personal opinion is you should be married and in a relationship, and a man has demonstrated he has solid plans for you before you decide to just have a baby willy-nilly. Because at the end of the day, if a man has no plan for you, He does not view you as a, like she said, a slum bucket. Okay, y'all know what I'm talking about. Then you know what's going to come after that. So let me know what you guys thought about this sister. I think she was, she told her right, and she didn't do it in a distasteful or disrespectful way. But let me know what you all think down in the comment section. If you all have enjoyed my commentary, please leave a like, consider subscribing to my channel, share my content with someone who might benefit from this. Also, consider becoming a channel member. I thank you for tuning in, and until the next video, peace.
If you think I'm here to play around with y'all, goddamn it, I'm not.
Peace, y'all.